Are we on?
We're on. If it wasn't Mashkin and I was a duck, swim to the bottom and drink my way up. Tell me how long do I have to wait? Can I get my shliach now? Or must I hesitate? But the mikvah's not mashkin, I'm not a duck. I swam to the bottom, I was swimming up. Tell me how long do I have to wait? Can I get my shliach now? Or must I hesitate? Oh, merciful King.
All the work is done.
Merciful King, all the work is done. Yeah, don't you think it's time we could have some fun? Tell me how long have to wait? Can I get my shliach now? Or must I hesitate? Oh, stay, I ain't lying. The people down here, they sick and dying. Tell me how long do I have to wait?
Go ahead, leave.
And my shliach now, must hesitate. Oh, come on, children, have some fun. There you ain't seen nothing like the holy one. Tell me how long do I have to wait? Can I get my shliach now? Must hesitate.
Ba-da-da-ba-da-da-ba.
Hey, ah, dee da dee da da dee da da dee da da dee da.
I wrote that song.
Shliach now, don't hesitate.
Oh, hey, come on, children, have some fun. Yeah, you ain't seen nothing like the Holy One.
Tell me how long.
Can I
get my shliach now?
Almost out.
Hey, kids. What time is it?
Time for Gezintahait Street, I think.
It is time for Gezintahait Street. And the story tonight is a story we've told before. But I'm told you can tell a story more than once.
Yes, you can.
So I've been told more than once.
So Leib has been told more than once. And the story is called A Walk in Rostad. Once, the Rebbe Rashab went for a walk in Yosef Yitzhak. And on that walk, the Rebbe Rashab explained a very deep and complicated godly topic to his son. At one point, the Rebbe Rashab stopped walking. And his son, however, was so focused on the godly topic that he continued for some distance. The Rebbe Rashab called his son by name Yosef Yitzhak, and his son came running back to him. The Rebbe Rashab then explained a very deep wisdom. He explained the difference between human intellect and how it understands godliness and godly intellect. Did you get that, Gimel Aleph? He explained the difference between human intellect and how it understands godliness and godly intellect.
And how it understands godliness?
Itself.
Human intellect, the Rebbe said, starts with understanding, but finally reaches a level of faith in Hashem because of the realization that human intellect is limited, period. Godly intellect, on the other hand, starts with faith and internalizes that faith through the intellect. By divine providence, the house in front of which the Rebbe Rashab stopped would later become the local headquarters for the GPU, that's like the KGB, the secret police.
KGB.
Hmm?
KGB.
At that time, his son, Yosef Yitzhak, the previous Rebbe, was summoned to that house on several occasions for questioning. And during one of those interrogations, Rabbi Yosef Yitzhak answered a query by them explaining the difference between godly intellect and human intellect. So what he heard from his father, he was able to give over to those ones who were interrogating him. And this story encapsulates the idea a word from a Rebbe can have effect many years later. So we're just coming out of Yud Shvat. Yud Shvat is the day when the previous Rebbe passed away and our Rebbe accepted to be our Rebbe. And this is the thing of a Rebbe. What he says can have effect many years later. In a similar story, the previous Rebbe said that his father, the Rebbe Rashab, once posed a question to his father. The father of the previous Rebbe asked the question of the Rebbe Marash, the father of the previous Rebbe's father. In other words, the grandfather of the previous Rebbe. And the previous Rebbe's father said to his father, when you describe a Hasidic discourse, you use two different terms. Sometimes you call it Reden Chassidus, speaking Chassidus, and other times you say Zugen Chassidus, saying Chassidus. Can you translate that better? Reden Chassidus and Zugen Chassidus?
Yeah, is to speak Chassidus and to say Chassidus.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
The Rebbe
Find out.
Rashab asked his father to explain his intention in using each expression. He knew that when his father used a certain expression, there was an intention behind it. So he said, what's the difference when you say Reden Chassidus and Zogan Chassidus? His father, Rebbe Marash, answered, when I say Reden Chassidus, that is applied to those hearing the explanation were appropriate vessels to understand and utilize the teaching. Reden Chassidus. Zagen Chassidus, he says, applied to those who are not fitting vessels to understand and utilize the teaching. Nevertheless, the previous Rebbe's grandfather said, the Torah lesson would eventually have its effect on even these guys who weren't fitting vessels. And if not on them, on their children, or even on their grandchildren. Our Rebbe says we can learn two things from this answer. How precise and exact is every move and expression of a Rebbe. Okay, we're just coming out of Yud Shvat, which is the day when our Rebbe accepted to be our Rebbe. And how precise everything a Rebbe says and everything he tells someone. The greatness of Zagan Chassidus, of saying Chassidus to one who's not a vessel to understand it, even though at the time the teaching is heard, it's apparently not internalized. It's not even grasped. Externally by the listener. But we have to say it's received and internalized. The proof is that years and even generations later, the person who heard, or his son, or his daughter, or even his grandchildren, will be affected by the teaching. You understand how powerful the teaching of a Rebbe is, that it can go through generations. And the reason is that the Rebbe's story is not just an ordinary piece of information that goes in one ear and out the other. Rather, when a Rebbe delivers a Hasidic discourse or talks to someone, it represents a godly idea that becomes essentially embedded in the one who hears it. If you hear something from the Rebbe, it becomes unified with you, and it dwells with you. Like it says, the Torah, Hashem says to the prophet Jeremiah says, "Is not my word like fire? Just as fire purifies, the Rebbe's words not only purify and clarify the subject, but they also purify and clarify the listener. But sometimes its effect is only apparent years or even generations later."
Yvonne Mashiach now.
Moshiach now.
Now.
Hello, Christoph Kosinski. It's nice to see you with us.
Who?
Christoph Kosinski.
What a person.
Yes, a very special person, one of our favorite people.
Special
And
person.
Abba Steinhauser, I'm sure, is watching also. I don't see him here yet, but knows Abba give us a...
What's Abba doing up this late?
Abba's always with us this time. Okay, so late, what do you think?
The verse is so happy.
Yes, right. Nie żuryce chłopcy, što se nami budja, mi pojedem do Hatzvi tam od Chabad. Nie żuryce chłopcy, što se nami budja, mi pojedem do Hatzvi tam od Chabad. Ajajajaj, didim, ajajajajajajam, ajajajaj, didim, ajajajajajam, ajajajaj, didim, ajajajajajam, ajajajaj, didim, ajajajajajam,
Nice. as our usual presentation, Gimel Aleph likes to share the Chassidus with the seniors. So he goes over again the Chassidus that we said last time. So he's going to give it a try again.
Okay. Here we go. We're talking about Basi Lagan Yud Shvat, which was the final, which was the last Maimer of the previous Rabbi, as well as the first Maimer of the Rebbe. Basi Lagani, I come to my garden. Achaisi Kala, my sister, my bride. This is in the Song of Songs. Hashem says to the Jewish people. And says, the Friedrich Rebbe, don't read it, my garden, the garden, it's not just the Gani, right? It's not written garden, but my garden. Meaning Legenuni, to my bridal chamber, to where my essence was dwelling. So this is the previous Rebbe wrote in the discourse, which came out on the 10th of Shvat, which by Hashkocha Protis, divine providence, turned out to be the day he passed away also. And the next year on Yud Shvat, the Rebbe delivered the same Maimer, which told the Hasidim that the Rebbe was accepting the mantle of leadership, which this is the Moshe Rabbeinu of our generation. The discourse begins with the historical record of the stages of removal of Hashem's dwelling, His presence from the world through the sins of 7 generations. For example, what was the first sin? Was by Adam, with the Eitz Hadas, with the tree, right, the tree of knowledge. Then you had Cain and the flood of Noah, etc. Each sin caused the Shekhinah to depart to the next higher heaven and more removed from this world. Then came 7 righteous ones who drew down Hashem's presence. Abraham brought down from the 7th to the 6th, Isaac down to the 5th, Jacob to the 4th, until finally Moses, the 7th, the righteous one, brought it from the first heaven back down to this physical world. Which this was when he received the Torah at Sinai. Is this correct, B'Tzalel?
When he made the Mishkan.
Oh, when he made the Mishkan, which it says about the Mishkan, V'shochanti b'seichem, and you should dwell in them. And then he brought it to this world. A temporary dwelling place for Hashem's presence in this world.
Mishkan.
Yeah, the Mishkan. And of course, this is also he brought it down in the heart of all of us. Because as we know, all 7ths are beloved. Kol Hashvin Chavivin, and Moses was the 7th of these shepherds. So the principal service in the Mishkan was the sacrifices. They symbolize our bringing close the animal soul, the Soiv Hashem. How? Through its blood, right, which is its enthusiasm, and its fat, which is its enjoyment, which we accomplish today through our prayers. And there's different animals, the bull and the sheep and the goat. Now, the structure of the Mishkan was essentially walls made of cedar wood planks. They symbolize our service in constructing our own self.
In ourselves.
Yeah, in ourselves, the standing up of those planks which connect the floor to the roof. Meaning they connect this world to the divine. And that service...
When we stand them up.
When we stand them up. Yeah, if they're laying down, they don't do that. That service is expressed through foolishness. Betzalel, what a funny thing. Through foolishness. Why? Because the normal way for a person to conduct himself is the middle path. But the word in Hebrew for siddur is the same root as foolishness. Meaning you're moving from the middle path.
Shittim.
Yes, shittim, like shtus. Very good. Right. How you remember that?
Shittim.
Yeah, atzei shittim.
Shtus.
Which is like atzei shtus. The wood of foolishness. Yeah. The voiding is so when the veering is downward, the person is there's different kinds of foolishness. It's a good foolishness, not bad foolishness. When it's facing downward, then the foolishness is the opposite of holiness. The bows are collapsed and lying on the ground. They are not connecting heaven to earth. What's the remedy? What do? We apply the foolishness of holiness to be a holy fool, to serve higher than the middle way. Not lower than the middle way, but instead higher than the middle way.
Gezintahait Street.
Yeah, like this. Dwelling, when we have a puppet teaching Chassidus B'Tzalel. Dwelling
At
for
2 in the morning.
At 2 in the morning, they're not. Dwelling for Hashem. The Shechina in each and every one's with the true bending and turning over the animal impulse, his selfish pursuits, which of course ignore godliness. And instead, what do? We turn them over, drawing down the precious beauty of the Holy One, blessed be He, through the tzaddikim. The service of bending and overturning the animal impulse, this is symbolized by the sacrifices, because what do we do by the sacrifices? We would sacrifice an animal, yes. We would kill the animal for the Eibishter, meaning we would sacrifice the animal impulse. And it draws down the surrounding light, the Oir Makif, because all worlds are equal, not as opposed to particular lights, energy and life, which is the godly light that fits particular levels. So now, what does he say? Come into my garden, my sister, my bride. Like the Shechina dwelling here on earth, the godly presence dwelling here on earth, the actual essence and the actual being, which no thought can grasp. Even the thought of Ak, the highest spiritual manifestation,
Cannot grasp.
cannot grasp it. Yeah, even the highest levels cannot grasp his essence. But through bending and overturning the other side to make manifest the surrounding light, not just a manifestation of infinite light, but the inner level of the surrounding light, which is Hashem's essence and desire, which comes in and dwells with us here. We make a holy dwelling, like it says, "Vashochanti b'seichem." They dwell in you.
What's that again?
Vashochanti b'seichem.
Hashem Himself will dwell in us.
Within our physical bodies, our beings,
In our heart.
in our soul,
In our heart.
Baruch Hashem.
So this is in general the holy temple, but in particular every one of our heart. Right? Just like raindrops, each drop, although separate from the others, is part of the same water.
Water of life.
Yeah. Return to the original place, like it says, Legani, Leganuni, right? The place where his essence already was. Meaning he's not coming to a new garden, he's coming to the garden that's already his. He's returning to the original place. Hashem's original intention in having and creating the world, come into my garden, the original place that Hashem dwells. Hashem's essential desire is what? To have a home where?
Where He can dwell with us.
Yes!
By Moshe
Yes,
7:7.
correct! Down here with Moshe.
Yeah.
Welcome to come stay with me
Yes.
anytime.
That's
Moses
right.
got a
Open
spare room.
invitation. I got
Because
many.
Hashem's
I
is-
have many rooms for many
Hashem's is, and the Alpha
people of
Hashem.
Hashem. Baruch
Hashem's essential desire is to have a home down here in this world. The sages give reasons for Hashem's creation, One is to reveal his powers. How do we mean Bitzalel there?
They're saying that Hashem wanted the world, so he had a place to reveal how great he is.
To show his greatness. Two is because he is a teva hatoiv lahitiv. His nature is he is good, so he's a nature to do good.
For us.
Yeah. All of these are answers to the questions why create. So is wait.
That was going to be a good one.
The essential
E
desire.
minor, I think it was. Sorry.
Bitzalel, what does this mean? That the essential desire has no questions like a chocolate. What's this supposed to mean?
And Tom Lataiva.
Meaning you want what you want because you want it.
Not
Wait.
because there's a reason for
There's
it.
no reason, I just want it.
That's what he wants. To be here with us.
Yeah. Lame. How about that niggin?
Ain't kasha on the taiva. Why do you like vanilla?
Because,
Okay. Let's do the old circle song. C.
It's like the colors of the rainbow.
Give me a C.
A C?
C.
How about that lathe?
Yeah.
Boy, it's cooking.
I love that last chord.
Now,
You gotta teach me that sometime.
the Baal Shem Tov cautions about the danger of false humility. Who am I? You see, it's false humility. It means you think, oh, I'm being humble. Oh, who am I to affect the whole wide world?
Who am I to serve
And
God?
draw down revelations of godliness.
It's
And
a gift we
affect,
got from Moshe Rabbeinu because he did the same thing.
and affect a new level of the spiritual voice. But in reality, the intention of the awesomeness of the awesome King, the creator of the universe, is that we serve him. And through our service, he is connected. Right? We will be connected to him, that it becomes to come to live in his world. Meaning, v'shachanti v'seicham. He specifically wants that through us he should come live here. If one believes in this wisdom, and you develop a personal and passionate relationship,
You will develop.
then you will develop a personal, passionate relationship with the great and awesome King. And you will serve happily from all the great good. Meaning you will draw down Hashem himself to the one serving. This is why it says, Yofei shah achas b'tshuva u'maisim tovim. Better one moment. It's like a single moment. Down
A
here.
senior moment.
Not a senior moment.
A senior moment.
A single moment.
A senior moment. I think it's a
Even,
senior.
even you know what? Play by me. It's even better down here, a senior moment.
Si, senor.
Of serving Hashem and of tshuva and mitzvahs, then all the life of the whole world to come, with all its perfection and all its indescribable delights. You know why? Because when we serve in this world, we draw down the essence, the King himself. Not like in the higher worlds, a big revelation of God. Here, when we do a mitzvah, when we do even one moment of tshuva, we draw down him himself. And this, in fact, is the original intention. The essential desire for Hashem to dwell down here with us. And we accomplish this through standing up the boards of the Mishkan. By being the holy fool, which we do every day here on Gezintahait Street, let me add.
Follow our example.
Yeah, follow us. We can, and we do indeed affect higher levels to elevate and to draw down even more godliness into the world. Now, in gardens, what it means, friends listen to our voices.
Well, that's what it says. I come into my garden.
Yeah.
So there's a verse in Shir Hashirim that said, friends listen to your voice. So there's two levels of friends that listen to our Torah learning.
Okay, so one level is the gay alien.
Gan Eden HaElyon.
Gan Eden alien.
The higher
The higher Gan Eden.
paradise. The higher paradise.
Yeah, so this is and there's a lower Gan Eden. And in fact, there's many levels because my father's house has many mansions.
Wow.
Yeah. Hershel Moshe, something.
Where is that? Which verse is that, by the way? I mean,
It's in the Song of Songs.
That's the one.
Yeah.
I like that one.
And each up to the highest souls. That in Eden, what's the highest soul in Eden? That's the friends. The friends, Moshe, is the high souls in Eden.
They're the ones that listen
They
to
listen.
our Torah.
Oh, is this the same thing as how our the souls in Gan Eden? They cannot get any additional enjoyment besides if we do mitzvahs down here.
I don't know if it's the same, but that's what he's talking about, that those souls
They listen to our
listen
Torah
to
down
our
here.
Torah.
And they are elevated by our learning of Torah, and which we can only do when we're here in our physical body, in this low, dark world.
Oh man, ain't the truth.
Isn't it? But you know what the amazing thing is? You know, Rabbi Akiva and Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, their souls are up in Gan Eden. You know what the only additional pleasure they can receive?
Gezintahait
Is us learning
Whoa,
Torah.
and
Isn't that
watching
something?
us?
What a thing.
Hey. Thank you.
Now, why is they called the friends? The friends are angels because there's no
No,
fighting and jealousy.
that's one level. is
Oh,
the
that's
soul.
one friends. is
Now
the
there's
neshamas.
another level of friends.
Is it like the internal, the internal friends and the external friends?
I don't
Like
know. I don't
because those are the pneumius ones, and those are the.
I don't
no?
know.
Maybe okay. And the other friends
It's
are
two
the angels.
explanations of what it means. Friends listen to the voice.
Now I'm just thinking because you have internal and external.
Could be.
You have the internal kalim. The internal kalim is the neshamas the tzaddikim. Anyway, the friends are also the other friends are angels because there's no fighting and no jealousy. Right?
Angels are called friends because they don't fight with each other.
Yeah, they have no jealousy, and they are also raised up by our Torah and our prayer, right? And now we are scattered in exile, which is we are in other people's garden. Both of these are examples not of the surrounding light we spoke of before, of Hashem himself, but this is all the limited infilling light. Well, we know the angels are from the infilling lights.
And not only that,
And
the
the garden of
souls
region is
in
also,
paradise
is
also are
from
only
the infilling-
receiving
yeah,
the
they only
infilling
from
light.
the Bria. Right? And they draw down, right? Not what is and they can't what the animal soul accomplishes, because when we hold back and we overturn, like we do, what is it called? Is kafir and is hapre, right? Like we
Right.
hold back and we overturn what the animal soul wants to do.
Could you explain that a little?
Bitzal, you
One more
want to
time for
explain
me?
to
I
make
missed
sure
it
the
the
idea
first go round.
What?
of his
Mendel,
kafir
just
and his
repeat
hapre.
what you just said and
Is kafir and his hapre,
explain.
and how it affects the angels.
One means bending.
Yeah.
You go against what you want and you bend
So which
against
one's
it.
that? What's that? Which one was
It
that?
is kafir.
That's
Okay,
his kafia. And the other one is turning it over so that the animal soul wants to serve God.
Wow, that's culture. If you can do
Yeah,
that,
so
you're in
this
good
affects
shape.
the angels. Right?
Uh-huh.
Because the angels, they also become affected to this, to
But-
our service of prayer and Torah learning. And this is the friends listening to our voices. They receive more godly energy in their ascent, which is both by the angels and by the souls, is from the infilling light. Now, we said from this service, right, is the precious, beautiful surrounding light.
Before we said from
Before
the
we said,
turning
yeah.
over and the bending is the surrounding light as
Yeah.
Hashem himself comes in.
And this thing,
Now
yeah.
we're saying this thing, friends, listen to the voices, is the infilling light.
Yeah. Meaning what? It is tailored to the capabilities to receive that each soul and each angel can receive on its own level. But how? So this is the infilling lights. We can understand this. But wait a second. How from the surrounding lights do we and the creations and the supernal emanations internalize the infilling light? Because after all, the surrounding
Surrounding
light is
is
higher
big.
than all this, you would think. But there's an inner level which generates the surrounding lights. And it is Hashem's essence being, which, like we said, is higher and removed. It's higher than both the surrounding light and higher than also the infilling light. Leib!
Wow, that's lots of lights.
It's a lot of lights, you bet.
That's like.
Leib,
wow.
I'm digging.
I need glasses, sunglasses. I need like lots of
Oh.
sunglasses.
Try something in your wheelhouse, Moshe. Kollel Eretz.
That's the one I think we were. Maybe who knows?
Oh, you don't know this one.
But
though.
that's
You don't.
okay. He does. He'll show me the way.
Yeah. Now
Wow.
the Maggid. Maggid.
What? Can I have it? This is for the fruits. Trees. Hey, by the way, Happy
Oh.
New Year, trees.
Happy New Year, please. Happy Toby. Do you know what? Do you know how they celebrate this in Chicago? They say Tu B'Shvat Egia Chag Illinois.
Chicago, Illinois.
Chag Illinois. Yeah. Bitzal, you hear this one? I heard this one from Tully before. He said, how do they celebrate Tu B'Shvat in Chicago? Tu B'Shvat Egia Chag Illinois.
And I'll be just as happy to wind it up.
Okay.
I have a shear at 7 in the morning.
Okay.
The Rebbe Rashab. Remember, kids, Gezintahait.
That's right!
Yeah, that's it.